Good evening, everybody. Welcome. It is Thursday, August 15th, and I'm here to talk to you about my stitching for the day. Today, my friend Juliana had invited me to go to a guild meeting with her. This is a guild that I have not been to before, and it's called the Magnolia Guild. And they were meeting at the Rosewood Library today. And so Juliana and our friend Marie and I rode down together this morning to meet up with the guild. They conducted their business first and foremost, and then broke for lunch. And basically, that was the end of the meeting. But if you wanted to come back after lunch and stitch, you were welcome to do so. So we did. I found the guild to be very warm and friendly and amazing. Today, I was fortunate enough to be there when they revealed their magic projects, which is a project they identified by December 31st last year as one that they wanted to work on to a finish. It's either a whip that you want to finish, or you can start a new start and aim to finish it by their August meeting the next year. So you have about 8 months. I'm assuming, though, if you go ahead and identify your project now, you can start on it. I haven't seen anything to the contrary about that, but so I visited with the ladies there and found out that there were quite a few in there that are members of the TSGG guild that I'm already a member of. And also there were people that come to our Saturday stitching meetup. So I saw lots of friendly faces there today. It was so welcoming. At the end of the day, I decided to join the guild, and because they meet once a month, and it is on a Thursday, not a Sunday. So I can get there, and my friend Juliana is gracious enough to offer to drive. And so I don't even have to drive, the hour to get there by myself. I can go with Juliana, and hopefully Marie will go with us whenever she can as well. So that was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it. So now I have a whole new guild to be a part of, and now I have to stop and think, what piece do I want to identify for my goal to finish for that guild? And they're very clever. They know that a lot of us are in more than one guild, so you can't double dip. They've made it very clear. If you identify a project for that guild, it can't be for another guild. So I can't declare it as my magic project for this guild and my journey project for the TSGG guild. They have to be two different things. So I think that's kind of clever of them. But today, as we went stitching, I wanted to take something that was easy because I knew I would be talking a lot because I was meeting a lot of new people. So I just grabbed my most recent new start, my August wordplay. Now this is funny because my friend Donna, I was talking with her about my AB Singo board, and I have August wordplay on there, and she says, why do you have that in September? You're going to finish that before the end of the month. She could be right, but I'm trying not to. But I didn't want to take something more complicated today. I did take with me a new start in case I finished it, but I didn't think I would, and I didn't. So not yet, anyway. But I took it with me to work on. And I'll remind you, this is the model that was stitched, and I have brightened it up considerably. So this is what mine looks like. I love my colors. I think they're turning out really, really nice. I have gone all the way across the top now, so that's as big as it's going to be. And then what I have left is the word rosemary, which goes right here next to bee skip. And then I have the lady. So I have from this word rosemary over, that's what I have to do to finish. That's a lot of stitching left. So it could very well make it to September to my AB Singo board. I may just put it away and save it for that board because it would be something I could stitch on that day and possibly finish it. I may stitch on it one more time to get it even closer if I need to. Like if I have a stitching day with someone coming over or at the library or something like that where I need something that's a little bit easier to work on. But I have thoroughly enjoyed this one. I think I've enjoyed this one more than any of the others. And I think the secret is, number one, I love the fabric. It's like stitching on butter. It's a beautiful Lugana. It's very, very easy on the hands. And second, I love the color palette, much more so than some of the others I've done. So I think that's going to be key, is doing it in a little bit brighter color palette for me. Makes it a lot more interesting for me. So that was my stitching at the guild meeting today. So then we got home about 3:30 this afternoon, 3:30, almost 4. And I chatted with my hubby, and I had been with Coco this morning, and I had taken her on her early morning walk and fed her breakfast and played with her until time to go this morning. And then he had taken over when he got home from his run. I'm looking at her. She's napping on the floor over there. She's wore out, which is great. But I had to get busy when I got back because my bingo call today originally was for Stitcher's Days of Christmas. And just yesterday, I realized that I had it on there and I had finished it. So I said, oh, I need to substitute something. So I looked real quick, and one of the things I did not have on that board was Nativity. And so I marked through Stitcher's Days, I put Nativity on the board, and I messaged yesterday and said to the group, guys, I finished Stitcher's Days of Christmas. I need to substitute something. So before that number's called, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I'm putting Nativity in that spot. What do you think was called for today? Right, Nativity. Well, y'all know I can't take something this complex with me to a stitching meetup where I'm going to be chit-chatting and, visiting with everybody. So I set it up to get ready to stitch on it as soon as I got home. I even had my needle threaded. I was ready to go because I knew I was going to need to catch up. But guess what I did? I took it off of my American Dream frame and I put it on a roller frame. It is lighter. It is more open to me. I love it. I cannot tell you what a difference it made stitching on this today. So let me show you what I stitched on. Now, I only put 166 stitches in it this afternoon, but that's because I was gone all day, and that's about all the time that I really had to give to it. But I did finish the stitching on the wing, so now these wings are ready for their back stitching. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. And if you notice, I came over here and I color completed 2 more colors down in Joseph's cloak. And they all go to about right here because this is where the manger starts. All the swaddling clothes of the manger starts about right here. So my plan now is to go ahead, the next time I pick this up, to continue working on Joseph and Mary till I get their clothing, and I've still got hands in here to do 1/1. I want to get that done and get that stitching down to that manger, and then I want to come back up here and fill in as much of this like I've done up here. I want to put in the stuff that goes in the middle between all these medallions and get the little lazy daisies down as far as I can and get these borders down at least to where I can roll this up. I would like to get the back stitching done at least on the wings before I roll it up, so that by the time I roll this, maybe down to about right here or so, I want to make sure all the back stitching is done. I don't want to have to roll it back and forth for back stitching, because the last thing I'm going to do is roll it up, back up like this again, and put in the Krynic and the beads as I go, and I'll just roll it down until I finish working on those. but I am a little over, right at halfway, I would say, because I still have to do a lot in here. But if I come back and do that, and then get those wings back stitched, I would be comfortable telling you I was at least halfway done. And I would love to get it to halfway before next year, because next year I would like to finish it. I really would. Donna has actually told me, my friend Donna told me, it needs to be one of my 5 goals for the Determined Stitchers group that we're in. So we will aim for that. That may be one of my 5 goals. I think it probably will be, because it needs to be. I need to make that official, and it probably needs to go on my Year of Whips so that I really can make myself focus on it. I think that'll be good. But I am tickled. I'm very tickled. It was called, and I got it done. Now I've got to take a picture of it, and I got to post it in my acrostics, because I posted it when I hit 106 stitches, I think, 107 stitches. I posted it for my board to show them I was through with that one for today. And I just kept stitching. I still had, floss on my needle, and I just kept going. And I went ahead and finished that color and did one more. And that was because there was just a few stitches in the next color. And when I got to 166 stitches, I said, okay, that was a good effort today. And I really enjoyed it today. Changing it to that new roller frame, game changer for me. I will pick that one up so much quicker in the future. I wish I had done that sooner. I wish I had thought about it sooner. I had kept telling myself, I'm just going to leave it on there, because the American Dream, you put Velcro on your fabric, little tiny strip of Velcro, and your American Dream rods have the other part of the Velcro on it, and they actually stick. That's how they hold them. Where my roller frames have little tacks that I put my fabric over. This started out with Velcro, and I have the Velcro on that fabric, and I thought, oh, I don't want to take it off and cut that off and mess with it. So today what I did is I just put the tacks right below the Velcro, and it worked. It did fine. So anyway, I'm happy with it. It's easier for me to work with. My American Dream stand is a lap stand, but I don't like it so close to me. So I put it on the desk, and so when my frame was standing in the stand, it was at an odd angle, and it was hard for me to get up under there. So I didn't like using the stand, so I abandoned using the stand with it, and then I started having that big, heavy frame to try to hold, and it's big and unwieldy. It was just awkward, y'all, just awkward. So now I have it on this lightweight trim roller frame, fits in my floor stand, and today I was going like crazy. I was stitching madly on that thing, and loved it. Really changed how I felt about this piece. So you're going to see it more, and some of you, that'll make you very happy, because I hear you every time I show it. It's like, I've been waiting for that one. I haven't seen that one in a while. And you were right, because I waited to the last minute to work on it because it was so difficult. So now that won't be a problem. I'm happy about that. I really am happy about that, I must say. So that's my stitching today, and all the news to share with you. So thanks for letting me share my stitching with you. And I am going to call it an evening, and I will start again tomorrow with whatever is called. So as I always say to you, enjoy what you're stitching. And until we get a chance to talk again, happy stitching, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. It is Friday, August the 16th, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about my stitching. A couple of things today. I stitched my bingo call, which was a whip of choice. But today I wanted something fresh, and so I looked into one of my kitted projects over there, and I had a freebie from Teresa Kogut, and this was from her Nashville 2024 freebie from the Nashville market, and the name of it is I Stitch, and I thought it's just so cute. It's not that big, so I went ahead and started on it today and decided to use it for my bingo game. I put in 216 stitches, and this is part of her skirt. Her waist is here. This is a piece of paper, like a pattern, that she's holding under her arm right here. But this is the one color that I've gotten started on her skirt with. So that was a great fun start. This is a little bit of a scrap of linen. Picture this plus, I believe, and it's Regency. And I picked this up at my retreat, my TSGG Guild retreat. It was part of a stash that one of our former members had bequeathed to the group, and we were selling it and giving the proceeds to her family, and this was one of the final pieces of linen that they had for sale. And I just thought, well, you know, it's a great color, and it's a pretty decent size for a small, and as it turns out, this is a 32 count, and it's about 12 by 12, and it's going to be the perfect size. So I am loving it. So that's that. Now, the next thing I can tell you is I did a little bit of straightening because I'm going to have company here tomorrow. I have a lady who's coming over to stitch in the afternoon, but in the morning, I have a friend coming over, and they're going to help me make some gifts for my table mates at an upcoming retreat. So there'll be some sewing going on. So I'm trying to kind of clean off that sewing table over there and put things away, and this was something I had primarily fully finished it a while back, and you may remember it, and I just felt like it needed some trim, and I had said when I finished it, when I find the right color of trim or the right kind of trim, I'm going to finish it. And I was at Hobby Lobby recently, and they had some trims over on a clearance rack, and this was one of them. And so I thought it was perfect for these colors in here. And so I put it around the edge. I stitched it on, hand stitched it on, and I just tied the top in a little bow. It's pretty thick and unwieldy, and yet I think it's bold and, you know, looks good on the pillow like a little frame around that. So there you have it. Fully finished finally with the trim. So now I'll put this away, but I just wanted to get that done rather than put everything in the closet away and then wonder where I've put that trim, you know, when I see that pillow again. So that was good. That was a feeling of accomplishment today to get that taken care of. Well, I'm going to let you get on to the next clip, and hope that you're stitching while you're watching. And until we speak again, I wish you always happy stitching. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. This is Dina. It is Saturday, August the 17th, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about my activities today, including my stitching. Well, first of all, I will let you know I had a couple of friends come over today. My friend Donna came over, and we really worked hard today to get a good start on some table mate gifts for some retreats that we're going to. We had come up with some ideas, and we wanted to work on them together. And so we spent a good portion of the day doing that today. This afternoon, another friend came over to join us. Her name is Betsy, and she came over and stitched with us. And so that was great fun to have her here. And first time we've done that where it's been available for Betsy to come over and stitch. So we had a good time. We had a good conversation, and I think Betsy got some stitching done. Donna and I were still working. So after everybody left and things quieted down after dinner, I decided it was time to do my bingo stitching for today. And that is all the stitching I got in today. But the call for today was Hawk Run Hollow. And I wound up getting 129 stitches in it. And the only thing that I was able to accomplish today was this branch that bird is sitting on. But that was 129 stitches and I needed 100. And so there you have it. There is my little bit of progress on Hawk Run Hollow. But that's okay. I got a lot of work done today on my table mate gifts, and so that was important. I needed to do that. I'm hoping to get more done on them tomorrow, and hopefully by the end of the weekend I will have the majority of the work taken care of on that, and I can get back to stitching. I started a new audiobook this weekend on Friday, and I can't wait to get back to it. I haven't been able to listen to it today either, and that's okay. I really, really prefer to have the company, and I enjoy people, and so that was a pleasant experience. So I'm going to let you get on to the next segment, and I'm going to say goodnight, and I will hopefully have more to share with you tomorrow. Happy stitching, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. It is August 19th. It's a Monday night, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about my activities for the day. Well, I started out this morning with an early walk with Coco, and then I did a sewing project. I'm trying to work on some table mate gifts for my upcoming retreat to Garon Stitchery's Stitching in the Wild. And Donna and I are partnering, and we're going to make something together. She's doing half of them, and I'm doing half of them. And so I was trying to get that done a little bit today. So I did that until I had to leave to go meet some friends for lunch. And that was a great treat. We tried a new restaurant that I had never been to, so I can't wait now to take my husband back and let him try it out with me as well. And then I came back and I walked Coco a second time today because I knew I was going to be at a meeting most of the day. And my husband was out on a long hike. He's trying to stay in hike-ready shape so that he can go back and do some more of that AT trail this year. So he was on about an 8-mile hike today. So this evening, I was able to stitch. I didn't get to stitch until really right after supper. So I am really tickled, very tickled that I got what I got done tonight. I picked up I Stitch, which is a 2024 Nashville freebie from Teresa Kogut. And if you're interested in this, it is on her website. You can still get it on her website. But I think it's great. It's called I Stitch. That's what I do. And that's true. That's what I do. I do other things too, but I love to stitch. And today, this was a fairly recent start, but today I put in another 487 stitches in her today. So I had originally started and I had the green that's in her skirt done when I picked it up tonight, just the skirt part. And then tonight I did the top, her shirt with her white collar, and I came in and filled in the white for the pattern that she's carrying. I consider that a cross stitch pattern. That's what I think it is. It could be fabric because it is cut almost like it's been cut with pinking shears because it's got the little jagged edges on it. Anyway, when I get the next color in, I think you can see it even better, but I wanted to get the white in before I added any more color in there. And so I'm really tickled with how it's coming. You know, maybe next time I could get her face and hair, her hand and the bird, maybe get this top part done, and then I could start working my way back down. But anyway, I was really tickled with that, and it was going really well, stitching it while I was talking. This is a beautiful linen. It's called Regency, and I've been told it's a picture of this plus. I'm not sure. I bought it at a estate sale. So I'm hoping that that's correct. So that's the stitching for today. So this afternoon, most of my afternoon was taken up with a meeting on our big fundraising event that we do every September, our Emporium. And this year they've asked me to sort of usher in two new sections that haven't been done before, and that's a raffle for gift baskets and a silent auction for sports memorabilia and some gift packages, gift certificates and big ticket items that we're trying to get donated. So today was just a very long meeting that had to happen because we had to go through every section, what's been done in every section. All the committee chair people reported in. We all, gave our status report on what we've gotten done and what we need help with. And so we went through a lot of details today, and it was important, and it was helpful to have everybody there because ideas you can, play off of each other. I've done several of the jobs there so far. Other people have done several different jobs, and so, I can remember something that was helpful for me, maybe for this person who's now selling tickets or things like that. So it was time well spent, and I think I think we all felt pretty good when we left there that we are right on target and we're getting things done as we should. There's a lot left to do, but this is the crunch time. This is when it all happens. All the preliminary advertising and making of the videos to go out over Facebook and ads and things like that are being done, and got people helping me recruit items to be on the silent auction, and there's just ticket sales, vendor recruitment. We have so far a really good number of vendors where we would like to get about 10 more, but I think even if we don't, we're going to be in great shape. So I'm glad to hear that, and I know that each year some of your vendors either go out of business or they're not available either due to conflict in their schedule, and on occasion you'll have some that just their product doesn't sell well there, and so they don't want to come back. Those are rare, and that's good. We want to keep it that way. But that means our vendor chairman has to go out and find new and creative, business owners who have started up new and they're looking for a way to promote their business and that sort of thing. Our beneficiary is very excited about partnering with us this year, and I'm excited for them. I hope it goes really, really well. We're all certainly working hard to make that happen. But it's fun to be a part of. It's a lot of work, and, takes a lot of your time, but it's a short period of time. So a lot of concentrated effort, and then you can relax and kind of wait till June or so the next year before it starts up again. It takes about half the year to do, but that's okay. Tomorrow is a good day. Tomorrow I have a bingo call for Autumn in the Village to do 100 stitches in it, and it is also on one of my it was on one of my acrostics, and then I changed and did a different A for that when I did my August word play. So really all I have to do is 100 stitches tomorrow, and that's good because I have things going on tomorrow. We have a insurance inspector coming out for potential damage to our roof. We have a roofer that's going to come and look at it with them and help them identify problems to see if it needs to be repaired or replaced. We've had a lot of storms in the area. And then in addition to that, it's time for the annual termite inspection, where they come and check everything out. They're going to do that tomorrow afternoon. And it's my husband's birthday tomorrow. He scheduled all these things on his birthday. I'm not sure why. He's going to celebrate his birthday by meeting with everybody tomorrow, but it's a big meeting day tomorrow for him. And so I'll be on Coco duty. I'll be walking her and taking her out and about. It'll be a busy day tomorrow, very busy day. So I'm hoping to get more stitching than just the 100 stitches required, but that may be it. Tomorrow we'll see. Anyway, I hope you've had a great day of stitching. I hope that you're enjoying what you're working on, and I hope that you're healthy and happy and well, and that life is treating you well. So until we see each other again, happy stitching, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. It is Tuesday, August the 20th, and I am here to tell you a little bit about my stitching and our day today. Well, my bingo call this morning was for Autumn in the Village, and I stitched 206 stitches for Autumn in the Village. So let me show you what I did. This is the one I'm doing on 36 count. But I did all that you see there, all of that tree. Started working on that today and did several colors. Didn't complete them all necessarily, but I worked on a good deal of them. I did complete the dark brown that's like the tree trunk, and I have completed one of these two colors. And but I got that far along, and there were other things I needed to do today, so I decided that was good progress. It was more than enough for the 100 stitches for the prompt, and I was able to go ahead and post that in my bingo group. Here's the other exciting news. I was able to use it in my 24 hours of cross stitch as well, so all of my acrostics are complete. I'm excited. I had, in the 24 hours of cross stitch, I needed an R, and I had originally thought I would do Rudolph's Tree Farm, which is a new full coverage Christmas ornament that I haven't worked on since I started it in my Christmas in July stitching. But today, when I saw the fact that my Autumn in the Village had rooftops all across the page, I decided to let the R stand for rooftops, and I edited that in the 24 hours of cross stitch, and I counted my 206 stitches in Autumn in the Village toward the R for the rooftops in the piece. So that was the final prompt that I needed for my acrostics, and so I have finished my daily 30 acrostic of August Heat, my 24 hours acrostic of Support Local, and the magazine, which is Hang Glide. I've done all of those. So my bingo board has really done a good job this month in letting me pull these out as they were called. There were several whips of choice in there. In fact, there's 2 more left on my bingo board. This is how it's looking. So I have 5 spaces left, which would be appropriate since today's the 20th. The ones that are shaded in green are the ones that would count toward my bingo. So I have 3 of those still yet to do. And then I have 2 that don't count toward the bingo. So I'm hoping that they'll be calling one of these other 3. 2 of them are whips of choice, and one is my spring Quaker. And then the 2 that I need to stitch on that do not go toward the bingo are Rudolph's Tree Farm and my Shakespeare's Fairies. Both of those I have not done any work on since I started them. So I put them on here so I would make myself touch them, which will be great. But I wanted to tell you I have other things I have to do today, because today is my hubby's birthday. And today is Coco's birthday. We didn't just decide that we would celebrate him on the same day. She was literally born on his birthday, so 5 years ago today. So we're excited about that. They both have gotten birthday wishes today, and I've wished them both a happy birthday. I believe Coco's birthday present is going to be a wonderful romp in the park with her dad. And my husband's birthday present is going to be that we're going to eat in a very nice seafood restaurant. He loves fish, and so we're going to go do that tonight. And we're going to be leaving here in probably about a half hour because we have a little bit of a drive. We have at least a 30-minute drive to get there, and that's without traffic. And then it's a very nice restaurant, and so there'll be people there. Even though it's a Tuesday night, it'll still have a good crowd. And so we know that we may have a bit of a wait to get in, and that's okay. We're willing to do that and have a nice meal for his birthday. So, had a little bit of extra activity today. This morning was crazy. Crazy. We had a man here from the insurance company to look at our roof because my husband had filed a claim after the last hailstorm that we had. He had a roofer come and look and inspect the roof, and he found a good bit of damage, and he felt like we needed to replace the roof, so we filed a claim. And unfortunately, the insurance company has said they don't agree with us. They don't think there's enough damage. So my husband looked again, and he had a second roofer come out and look, and they said, yes, you need to replace your roof. And they said you should appeal the claim. So we did file an appeal. So our first gentleman who had come originally to tell us he felt we needed to file the claim was willing to come back today and mark all the spots that he saw, and he got up on the roof with the insurance inspector and showed him everything. So I don't know if that's going to help or not, but we have an appeal pending. If they do not agree to replace the roof, we are not going to replace it yet because that's a lot of money. It's just a lot of money. And if our insurance isn't going to pay for it and us just pay the deductible, we're just not going to do that. But anyway, we're waiting to see what they say. And then a little bit later this morning, we had our annual inspection from our termite company. We keep our house protected, and so they come out once a year and inspect the traps or the bait traps. Anyway, and they come and do that, I think, quarterly, and then they come once a year and they look inside your house for any evidence of termites or damage. And so today we got the wonderful news that everything's great and we don't have anything to worry about there, no signs of any infestation of any kind. And so, that's a relief, the joys of home ownership, all the things you have to do to maintain it. So that's been kind of a crazy day. I don't know why my husband chose his birthday to put all those appointments on there, but he's got them behind him now, so maybe that's his present to himself. He can get those off his list of things he wants to do. So it's been a good morning. I started a new Bible study with my ladies group at church today. It was a great group of ladies, and there were a couple in there I had not met before. They are new. And that was fun getting to meet them. It was great to see some ladies who couldn't come the last time, and so we hadn't seen each other in probably 7 or 8 weeks, and it was great to catch up. Friends are very valuable to me, and I cherish them. So it was good. It was good for my soul to see these ladies. So anyway, I want to tell you that's probably all the stitching I'll have for today. I doubt I'll have any more since I'm going to be going out with my hubby to celebrate his birthday. But hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to pull whatever it gets called for the bingo and stitch on it. And since all of my acrostics are met, I'm working on a challenge in the Daily 30 group, and this challenge is for it's about Little House on the Prairie, and so I need I need one that represents Christmas, family, or music, and that will complete these 5 that I've been working on. Because I used my coupon for one, and I stitched to represent love because I love cross stitch, and the lady in the picture is showing love to her bird, and so I thought that was great. And then one of them was a whip of choice, and you had to answer a question about Little House on the Prairie, And that was when I started I Stitch. And so I'm going to use my Autumn in the Village for my prompt that says stitch on either fall, winter, or spring. So I'll be doing that. I'll be posting that here in a second and get credit for that. And so, like I said, the only thing I'll have left is a whip that represents either Christmas, family, or music. So I will do that. I will let you get on to the next clip now, and hopefully enjoy your stitching the rest of the video. I hope you're stitching, and hope you're having a great week. Happy stitching, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. This is Dina. Today is August 21st. It is a Wednesday, and my husband is on a movie set as a film extra today and tomorrow, so I will be on puppy duty, and we'll be having a good amount of time to stitch, which is great. I do have choir practice tonight, but other than that, only one phone call scheduled for today, and I'll be stitching or sewing most of the day. So this morning, after walking Coco, and what a treat, I have to tell you, this morning as we were walking, we heard a voice behind us. My neighbor said, "Behind you," and I looked, and there was my neighbor with her beautiful, tall, white doodle named Clementine. And so Clementine and Coco just pulled to each other, and we walked together for the rest of their walk, and then Coco and I kept going. In addition to that, she saw Loki this morning and got to run with him. So what a red letter day for her. She saw 2 of her buddies today. So that was great fun. When we got back and I fed her breakfast, I came on up here and decided to cross stitch. So my call for today was Rudolph's Tree Farm, and I'll remind you which one that is. It is this right here with the big barn on it. Rudolph's Tree Farm, right here. They're going to buy the Christmas tree. And it says on the sign, you probably can't read it, but it says Rudolph's Tree Farm. So it's obvious which one it is. And I, as usual, I started at the top and worked my way down part of that sky. So today I did several colors across the sky because they are half stitches, and I got 255 half stitches, so I had well over 100 cross stitches when you count 2 for 1. And so here they are. This is where I got to today. So you can see part of the chimney is shaping up there, and the smoke is already in there. If you can, there you go, you can see it a little bit. And I think it's beautiful. 255 half stitches. Well, there were a few cross stitches in there with the chimney, but anyway, that's where we are to today, and I'm gonna put it away for now because I have other sewing and stitching that I need to get to today, and so I'm going to do that rather than continue working on this all day. So I just wanted to stop in and share that with you since I do have choir practice tonight. I wasn't sure if I'd get to record any later today. I wasn't even sure I'd be stitching later today because I may be sewing. But whatever your crafting is, I hope you're loving it. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you have a great rest of your week. So until we speak again, happy stitching, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. It is August the 22nd. It is a Thursday evening. I wanted to tell you about my stitching today. Our bingo call today was for a whip of choice on my board. And so I was trying to look and see. Number 22 on August 22nd. Isn't that funny? I knew there was something unusual about it that I wanted to share with you. I thought that was kind of funny. That's the second time this month that it's happened that the number that was called on the day, the same number. So mine was whip of choice, and I also had the privilege of having a Zoom call today with 2 stitching friends, and I knew that we would be talking and stitching. So I wanted to have something I could work on that was easy enough for me to concentrate to do that. So I pulled back out my August wordplay. And this is what it looks like from Brenda Gervais color palette. And I've been brightening mine up a bit. That was just a little too pale for me. And so I did my own color conversion, and I stitched 553 stitches on it today. I stitched while I was talking with my friends, and then I stitched after lunch while I was waiting on my husband to get home from work. So here is my finish. I finished it today. I'm so excited about it. Let me tell you a couple things I did that was fun. I mentioned the color changes. I tried to do something very similar. So her dress is blue. I did a blue. I just did a darker blue for the lettering of the word August. Again, just a darker blue. I did a brighter yellow for the sunflowers. And I did a beautiful blue that's actually called mint julep. I did that for the peacocks because I thought that would make them stand out a little bit more. And then, of course, I brightened up the bird just slightly. The other thing I did that I thought was kind of fun is that I used a different fiber for her hat. This is a Weeks Dye Works, and it is a light khaki, and it's a pearl cotton number 5. That's what it looks like. It's very thick, and I used it just the way it came. I didn't split it or anything. And so her hat, I think it made it look more like a straw hat. And then I did little tiny French knots in the shape of a sunflower on top of her hat. Just a personal touch of my own because I thought that was so cute. But I really like the way that hat looks, kind of shabby and worn and, you know, somewhat like a weave of a straw hat. So that was my own little personal touch there. So here's my August wordplay. I stitched this on a 32 count platinum Lugana, and it's a remnant from a piece that I had stitched before. And so look how much I have left of this, which is great. So now I think what I will do is move over to this side and do another wordplay over here. And then I've got room for 2 more at the bottom, and I think that will be great to be able to get 3 more done out of this remnant that I have here. So I'm going to put my fabric name back with my fabric so I don't forget what that is, and I'm going to look back through the remainder of my word plays to see which ones I think would look good on here and begin kitting those up. So I hope you've had a great week. I hope you're making great progress on your stitching. Thank you for letting me share my finish with you on my August wordplay. And as I make additional stitching progress on anything, I'll come and share it with you. So thanks for letting me do that. It is a privilege to be able to talk about my stitching with you. And thank you for coming by and checking it out. Until we get to talk again, happy stitching, everybody. Good evening, everybody. It is Friday, August 23rd, and I'm here to share with you a little bit about my stitching. Today's bingo call was my spring Quaker, and I pulled out my spring Quakers. I'll remind you what it looks like. It's a Rosewood Manor piece. And I needed to put in 100 stitches for bingo, so I did just that. I came over here and I put in this word, which is holly. I'm sure you can see that as clearly on the picture, but that says holly. I did this motif and this motif, and I had 133 stitches, and I posted it in my bingo group. And I went to my friend Juliana's and I stitched with her all afternoon, and then I came home and I picked this back up. because in my Daily 30 group, there is a challenge that started today, and it was a build your own challenge. And so we are able to come up with our own goals, and we just have to stitch either 300 or 400 stitches to hit those goals and get credit for those tokens. So today I put in a goal to stitch on a spring piece, and I chose to do this one. So since I had done 133 stitches this morning, I went back to this and I began this motif, and I got this whole side of it, this whole first side of it done, and it brought me to 418 stitches, and so I was able to get the top tokens for that, and I'll show you what it looks like now. I think it's really, really pretty. You can see the word holly right here. If I turn it this way, you can even read it. And then you can see the two motifs that I did this morning. I did this motif partially this morning. And then when I came back, that was the first thing I finished. And then I started this big motif that takes it all the way over to where the edge of the project is going to be. And so I got a total of 418 stitches in this section right here today. And I just love these colors. Again, these are Valdani threads. And again, I am splitting them, and I'm only using 2 threads. So I'm not using all 3 at one time. So I'm going to put that back in my project bag so I don't lose it. So I mentioned I went to my friend Juliana's to stitch today, and I actually wound up getting to meet her and her mother for lunch before I went over to their house to stitch, and that was a great fun. So today to stitch at Juliana's, I took with me my Teresa Kogut freebie that I started recently. I Stitch. I wanted to take it with me because it was one of the few things I still have that I'm working on, a Q-snap. I always try to keep something on a Q-snap that's like a travel project that I can take with me to stitching meetups and that sort of thing. And today I actually decided to stitch a goal for one of those prompts in the Set Your Own Goals. And so my goal was what I said I wanted to stitch the last time I shared this with you, and that was I wanted to put her head and the bird in the piece at least. And so today I wound up stitching 495 stitches in here while I was at Juliana's house. And I not only finished her head and the bird, I also got the scissors in there and her hands. I had kind of envisioned that I would do her hand with this bird, but because I had black on my needle, I went ahead and did the scissors that she's holding as well. So now I need to do the top of the hoop, because that's actually what she's got, a hoop in her hand, it looks like, that the bird is standing on. But I need to do that, and then I'll come back down here because the top of it will be finished, and I can start working my way back down her skirt. So I'm excited about that. Felt like it's going very well. It's going very quickly. This is on a Picture This Plus 32 count linen. The color is Regency. It's a pale green. I just think it looks great in that. So I'm going to put this away for now. I don't know when I will pull this back out to stitch on. Probably the next time I go to stitch with someone in a group or whatever. But I'm tickled that I got so much in it today and got to count it for a prompt. So now bingo for tomorrow is number 2. And it is my whip of choice. It is the final one for me that will get me bingo. And then there's one more over there that'll be on the 25th. And that's my Shakespeare's Fairies. But this is whip of choice. So that means I can look at anything I want to and set a goal for it tomorrow. And as long as I get at least 300, maybe 400 stitches in it, I can count it for that daily 30 prompt as well. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to stitch on tomorrow yet. I have a birthday luncheon to go to. One of my husband's friends has his 75th birthday tomorrow, and we've been invited to a big party that his wife is throwing for him, and it's basically just a lunch, but I'm excited about getting to wish him a happy birthday. So we'll do that tomorrow. I will probably have my morning to stitch, and that's when I'm hoping to get at least a good start on this in the morning. Tommy, my husband, is going to take Coco out early in the morning to a park and let them take a nice long walk while it's nice and cool. And then we'll do the party at lunch. And then tomorrow evening, I don't know, maybe he and I'll watch a movie together or do something together like that. So I'm going to try to get my stitching done in the morning. We shall see. So I'm going to get off here now, and I'm going to pull out all my planning that I've been doing. I've been letting it kind of rest and sit. And I mentioned to Juliana today that getting ready for my AB Singo, I used up almost all my new starts that I had planned already, kind of pre-picked for next year, putting them in September for my AB Singo. So now I get to grab a whole new plethora of what am I going to start next year. But my plans for next year, there's a lot of finishing that I plan to do next year with my Determined Stitcher group. I have to set 5 goals, and of those 5 goals, a lot of them are finishing long-term whips. I got a little more planning to do, a little more review to do as to what I might want to start next year. It may be smaller on starts next year than it was this year, because I went crazy with starts this year. And I finished an awful lot of them. But next year I really want to focus on some of these things that I haven't been able to bring to a closure or bring to completion. And so I think my starts might have to be fewer. We'll see. I hope you're having a great weekend. I hope you're getting a lot of stitching time. Anyway, till we talk again, happy stitching, everybody.
Found some good smell today. Get to check it out fully. Can Loki come out and play? He's not out yet, so we'll move on. Gotta say hello to our fake friend, Mr. Fake Coyote. I'm gonna keep up. It's okay, let's walk. Let's walk. You want a treat? Is that what this is about? Looking for Bailey and Chloe. They're not out this morning either. Are you sure Chloe and Bailey aren't outside? I gotta make one more look. Yeah, they're not there, are they, baby? We almost made it across the street, but something caught her nose. Okay, now we're ready. Nope, not yet. This is what it's like walking with Coco. You take a few steps, and she stops to sniff. Okay, here we go. Waiting on me to catch up.